Veterans, here's a question for you. What if I told you the reason you keep stalling on your VA claims isn't because you're lazy, and it isn't because you're weak? It's because no one has ever handed you a proven system for discipline. Trust me when I tell you this. This is very important because I've been there. I've sat at the kitchen table staring at the denial letter. I felt that gut punch that makes you want to shove the paperwork in a drawer and forget about it. I've heard their voice, just accept 70%. That's good enough. Don't bother fighting the VA again. That's what my buddies was telling me, but I didn't listen. I didn't quit. And the only reason I didn't quit is because I learned that discipline isn't about willpower. It's not about being tougher than the next guy. It's about having a framework. I call this framework the Veteran Discipline Tridents. 3 blades, the grind, the mission, and the AAR, the after action report. If even one of those blades is missing, your weapon fails. And if you're missing even one of those, that's why you're still stuck. So today I'm going to break down the Trident. I'll show you how I used it to go from multiple denies to 100% PNT. And I'll show you how you as well can use it to finally build the discipline that makes you unstoppable. Stick with me because by the end of this video, my promise to you is you'll see exactly why 99.9% of vets fail and also why you won't be one of them. If you're new here, my name is Reuben Geimah. I'm the CEO of VA Claims Made Easy. I'm a combat veteran that have been through the same process that you're going through, and now I use my experience to help you get through it faster because I know what it feels like when you're stuck, lost, confused, trying to traverse the complexity of the VA system. The smartest people on this planet are people who learn from other people's mistakes, not from theirs. I will prevent that, and you will prevent that by watching this video. Let's get into it. Blade number 1, the grind. This is pain. You have to understand that growth only lives on the other side of discomfort. As a vet, we should already know this. This is engraved into us. We train for this. But here's the truth. When it comes to the VA claims, most of us avoid the grind. Why? Because we tell ourselves, I don't want to reopen old wounds. I don't want to deal with more exam. I don't want another denial. It's stressful. I'm confused. It's complicated. But here's the reality. Pain is coming no matter what. You'll either face the grind, filing, documenting, and appearing now, or you'll face the grind of being broke, underpaid, disregarded, and leaving thousands of dollars that you have earned from yourself and worse, from your family. When I got my first denial, I had people tell me, maybe you should just stop. Maybe you should just accept it. This is not bad. You're at 70%, it's good enough. Maybe you don't need to keep fighting. And for a moment, I almost believed them because it was a lot. It was tough. I was transitioning. I was dealing with a lot. I had a lot of responsibility. But then I realized this isn't punishment. This is the battlefield. The grind is exactly the training that prepares you for that freedom. It's your validator. When you go through tough things, instead of looking at it as, oh, it's a setback, look at it as your validation. Because now when you push through it and get to the other side, that's going to validate you to be able to tell your story, help other people go through the same transformation, and give you that authenticity because they know you've been there and you've been through that struggle. This is exactly what I'm doing right now in my life by creating these videos to reach back out to you guys that are still stuck in that grind, to let you know that it is possible. Even if a combat engineer can do it, you can do it as well. So here's your first move. Pick your battlefield wisely. Choose one challenge that makes you uncomfortable, whether that's from booking the CMP exam, calling the doctor for a Nexus letter, writing down every single symptoms honestly without sugarcoating. Be very precise and clear and pick one challenge to focus on at a time. The key here is this. Don't keep it private. Tell someone, tell your battle buddies, tell your spouse, tell me in the comment section, I'll respond. But once someone knows you're activated, you have that accountability partner, and tell them to hold you accountable. If you're leaving it in the comment section, make sure you check back in next month to let me know the progress that you've done. But the point of this is to have someone to hold you to your word. Because once we start living up to the words and to the actions that we say, that's how we start building confidence, not only in ourselves, but in our abilities to achieve what we set out to do. And that compounds in every aspect of your life. Listen, the grind is the price for freedom. Most vets are too cheap to pay it. The question here is, are you willing to pay it? And if you look at it from the lens that you're already paying it, you're just paying the wrong cost. You're paying the price of not having it. So it's time for you to flip that and put in the work and pay the grind. Blade number 2, the mission. This is your purpose. Pain without purpose is just suffering. And that's why a lot of veterans quit. When I was in the middle of my clean battle, it wasn't about me anymore. It was about my family. It was about my responsibility. It was about giving them stability that I never had when I was growing up. It was about the freedom that I never had wearing the uniform. Again, just to survive. That was my mission. So ask yourself right now, who is this for? What is your why? Is this for your family? Is this for your kids so that they don't grow up struggling, so that when they do decide to go to college, they can have all the funds available for them to go to college and not come out of it in debt? Is this for your brother or sister who never made it home, who was never there? Is this for the younger version of you who gave everything and got scraps in return? You got to have a strong why, because your why is what's going to keep you pushing through the toughest time. If your goals only serve you, then they won't survive when it gets hard. But when they're tied to something important, something bigger than you, you're going to keep pushing, you're going to keep going. This is why the military have so many high-level individuals, because when you join, they tell you to detach from you, who you are, forget that individuality, and become something part of something bigger, better, stronger, that gives back to the world. That's the mentality that we're all taught. And this allows so many vets to go out, push forward, do like crazy, insane things that we didn't even think was possible. But when it comes to benefiting ourselves, taking care of ourselves, putting trust in ourselves, working hard for ourselves, then we start to slack because it's an individual thing. And you fix that by attaching your mission to something bigger than you, which could be your family, which could be your friends, which could be your community, which could be your younger self, to prove that you're capable of doing everything you say you can do. Find that why, find that purpose, and it's going to keep pushing. It's going to keep you going. It's easy to let yourself down, but it's a whole different story when your family is watching and you're going to have to report to them and tell them why you didn't succeed. That's another conversation. So here's what I want you to do. Number 1, write your why at the top of every single claim form, every appeal, and every evidence files. Connect it to your value, family, freedom, legacy, impact, whatever that may be for you. Connect your why to that. Say out loud before you submit anything. This is for blank. Fill in the blank. Purpose turns struggles into fuel. It transforms the grind into something you can endure and you can even embrace and look forward to, because you anticipate the reward and the conversation you get to have when you see success. Blade number 3, the AAR, after action report. This is proof. This is where discipline transforms into confidence. Most vets are going to talk a big game. I'll file soon. I'll get to the evidence. I'll call the VSO next week. But talk is cheap and it's not proof. Proof is receipt, evidence, following through, completing the task that you set out for yourself. When I finally hit 100% PNT, it wasn't about the rating. It was about the proof. Every claims I filed, every denial I appealed, every piece of evidence started stacking. Those received and evidence were my after action report, and they made me unshakable by building my confidence in my ability and trusting myself. Because a lot of times what we lack is trust in ourselves and our abilities. And this is exactly how you build that trust, by consistently following through on your actions, following your words. When you say you're going to do things, you absolutely do it. Even though it's uncomfortable for you, you stay true to your word and you will build confidence in every single thing you do because you know what you're capable of. So here's how you build that proof. Number one, keep small promises. Simplify it, because a lot of times we look at these massive goals and they seem so far away from us because they're so big and we're looking at the end goal and the destination. But what I want you guys to do is break it down as small as possible into the smallest form that you can. So in this scenario, we're talking about getting that 100% PNT. What's the smallest action that you can take today that's going to lead you forward to that? Would it just be like writing down all your cleans? That's easy for you to do, and that starts stacking, and that moves you forward. It don't matter how small the step that you take is, as long as it's forward in the right direction, you're getting closer. But a lot of you guys just stay stagnant and don't move. And that's when you get into the self-destructive path. So keep the small promises. Call the VSO, file that supplemental claims, write the symptoms logs. Step 2 is to track it. Simple yes and no. Did you do it? If you did it, yes. If you didn't, no. And then follow up with why. Don't chase perfection, chase consistency. Just keep showing up. For example, every DBQ submitted, every CMP completed properly, every Nexus letter added, that's proof. Stack enough of those and suddenly the VA cannot ignore you. They have to listen to you. Here's the kicker. Confidence isn't a feeling. It's evidence that you have stacked over time and that trust that you have in your abilities and in yourself. So here's the Trident in full. The grind, choose your battlefield. The mission, tie it to on the why that it's above you. The after action report, stack your receipt, show proof that you followed through on what you say you would do. Discipline isn't about grinding harder. It's about building a system that lasts. Most vets quits prematurely, and that's why so many of them are stuck at 50, 60, 70, 80, worst of all, 90%, where they're just so close. They accept less than they've earned, but not you. Not if you lock in with this system and you start implementing it. Because if you do, you'll be more disciplined than 99.9% of all the other veterans out there that doesn't have a system to abide to. With that being said, guys, my name is Reuben Geimah. I am the CEO of VA Claims Made Easy. If this video brought you value, share it with another veteran. And if it didn't, let me know why in the comment section. I'm open for it all. Stay blessed, stay safe, peace. Don't forget to check out these other videos as well.